When Will Smith was turning 21, the rapper was going by Fresh Prince, but he hadn't yet landed his breakout role on The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. By the same age, Jaden is also pursuing a career in music and has already had a strong influence in the fashion world. By the age of 41, Tom had already won 2 Academy Awards for Best Actor in consecutive years. His son, Colin, has followed his father into show business and now, at the same age, has a solid number of credits under his belt, from King Kong to House Bunny. Prince Charles was nearing the end of his marriage to Princess Diana and had recently welcomed his second son, Prince Harry, by his late 30s. As for Prince William, he's been married for 9 years and has 3 kids. Prince Charles welcomed his first son and heir a couple of years before his 35th birthday. As for Prince Harry, he was a couple years behind his father and welcomed his first son at 35. The son of the NWA rapper turned actor Ice Cube looks so much like his famous father that he played him in the 2015 biopic about his 1980 group, Straight Outta Compton. Ice Cube was already a well-known rapper by the same age. By the time he turned 28, Scott was already following in his father's footsteps and pursuing a career in acting, landing roles in The Longest Ride, 2015, and Suicide Squad, 2016. Bill Pullman's career took off in the early 80s, and he earned steady roles for the next few decades. His son Lewis, now 27, has earned quite a few roles of his own and recently landed a part in Top Gun: Maverick, the Top Gun remake. Former Mr. Universe, Arnold, and his son with Maria Shriver, Patrick, prove that the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. At the age of 23, Patrick has worked as both a model and an actor, though we don't think he'll be running for governor anytime soon. It's no wonder Ben Stiller is one of comedy's biggest names. Comedic genius runs in his blood, as his father is Jerry Stiller, who enjoyed a successful career spanning almost 70 years. Both actors were well known in Hollywood by their mid-40s. Although his father was assassinated in 1980 at the age of 40, Sean Lennon has upheld his father's name with honor by working as a musician, singer-songwriter, and guitarist. Sadly, at the age of 36, Jamaican musician and cultural icon Bob Marley passed away. At the same age as his late father, Ziggy Marley looks almost identical and is carrying on his dad's legacy as a musician. Donald Sutherland, who rose to fame in shows like MASH and Dirty Dozen, hit his stride in the film industry when he won acclaim for his roles in 1900 and Ordinary People. His son, Kiefer, rose to fame for the 80s film The Lost Boys and was later on the hit TV show 24. There's no mistaking that jawline. The grandson of Marlon Brando, Tukey Brando, carries on the iconic actor's legacy of devilish good looks, working as a model for brands like Versace. Alan Thicke was America's favorite sitcom dad on Growing Pains throughout his late 30s and early 40s. But the late actor's son, Robin Thicke, has paved his own way in the entertainment industry as a singer and has had several big hits by the same age, including Blurred Lines. Rob Lowe was an 80s heartthrob during his teenage years. While his son John didn't spend his teen years in the public eye, he has appeared in a few projects with his father and brother as of late, including a reality series called The Lowe Files. At 23 years old, Brandon Thomas Lee, the son of Tommy Lee and Pamela Anderson, has opted for a different career than his father's in Mötley Crüe. Instead of music, he's pursuing acting and is one of the newcomers on the Hills, New Beginnings. Is style a prerequisite for being the future King of England? For Prince William and his son George, who both pulled off the preppy sweater game even at the age of 5, it certainly seems like it. Prince Harry's son attended his first official royal engagement while in South Africa for his parents' royal tour, and people can't get over how similar the two royals look at just 6 months old. Ryan Philippe got his start in the industry on One Life to Live when he was still a teen. He later married his Cruel Intentions co-star, Reese Witherspoon, but it's unclear yet if their son, Deacon, will follow in their acting footsteps or not. At 22, Jude Law hadn't snagged any of his more notable roles, but he had been tagged as an up-and-coming actor to watch. His son, Rafferty, has also made a play for the spotlight by the same age, and is currently a model and musician. Dylan Brosnan seems to have caught the acting bug just like his famous father, Pierce Brosnan. The former model recently made his movie debut in Iconic. Around the same age, his father was also just getting his start. By 35, Denzel had been working in Hollywood for over 10 years. The actor's son, John David Washington, has followed him to Hollywood and landed impressive roles in Black Klansman's The Book of Eli and the television show Ballers. At 18, David Beckham was just starting his athletic career as a soccer player. Similarly, his son Brooklyn waited until he reached adulthood to jump into modeling and acting. Daniel Day-Lewis is known as one of the best method actors of our time and has won 3 Academy Awards for it. But his son, Gabriel Kane Day-Lewis, has a different passion and is pursuing a career as a musician in New York City. David Cassidy was one of the biggest pop stars and heartthrobs of the 1970s thanks to his starring role on The Partridge Family as Keith Partridge. Beau has gotten a later start and made his acting debut in 2014 in his mid-20s. It seems like good looks aren't the only thing that run in the Irons family. British actor Jeremy Irons' son Max is also an actor and has had roles in films like Terminal and The Wife. In his 20s, Ray Nicholson has more in common with his father, Jack, than just his looks. The famous offspring is also working in Hollywood and has experience as an assistant and second director, as well as an actor. Damon Wayans and his son look so similar, we're not convinced they aren't the same person. They even share the same name. Damon Wayans Jr. took after his father with a career in comedy and has had numerous parts on sitcoms like New Girl and Happy Together. Although Dennis Quaid's most notable roles happened a bit later in life, at 27 years old he already had a pretty impressive resume. His son Jack has decided to venture into film as well, and has appeared in blockbuster films like The Hunger Games. Stellan Skarsgård rose to fame in Sweden as one of the biggest actors in the country, and later took on Hollywood with roles in movies like Mamma Mia. Meanwhile, his son Alexander has landed some huge parts in recent years, including a main character on HBO's Big Little Lies. You probably remember James Caan from The Godfather, which was one of the actor's most notable roles during his 40-year career. His son, Scott, inherited his movie star looks, but strays from his father in a small way. He's taken his career to the small screen, starring in shows like Hawaii Five-0 and Entourage.